Welcome back to RF Coins, today the channel where we explore the hidden treasures in your pocket change, the rare coins in your collections, and the incredible values that some of these coins can reach in today's market. In this video we are diving deep into the world of the 1973 Lincoln penny, a coin that most people think of as ordinary pocket change, but in reality, certain varieties and conditions of this coin can be worth an unbelievable amount of money. Yes, some rare examples have been valued at an astonishing $878,077. Stay with me as we unfold the full history, the design, the rarity, the collector demand, and of course, the current market prices that make the 1973 Lincoln cent one of the most fascinating coins in American coinage history. The legacy of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent has been a part of American currency since 1909 when it was first released to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. This coin has remained the longest-running design in United States coinage history. By 1973, the Lincoln cent was already a household coin, minted for everyday circulation, yet each year, subtle differences, mint marks, and conditions make certain years stand out. The year 1973 is one of those very special years. Design details of the 1973 PNNY. The 1973 Lincoln penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. On the obverse, or the front of the coin, you see Lincoln's bust facing right, with the word Liberty to the left and the motto "In God We Trust" above his head. The date 1973 is struck to the right. On the reverse side, you find the famous Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, with United States of America and E Pluribus Unum inscribed above, and the denomination 1 cent below. Although millions were produced, what makes some of these coins so valuable comes down to condition, mint errors, and rarity. To mint locations and production. NUMBRS. In 1973, Lincoln pennies were minted at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia produced over 3.7 billion coins without a mint mark. Denver produced over 3.5 billion coins with the D mint mark. San Francisco produced both proof coins and circulation strikes with the S mint mark, with billions produced. You might think they are common, but rare high-grade examples and error coins are what drive the market value sky high. Why the 1973 penny ISSPCIL? Most coins from 1973 are only worth face value. However, when you find one in pristine uncirculated condition, or better yet in a certified high grade by PCGS or NGC, the value can climb dramatically. Collectors pay thousands for mint state red examples and even more for error coins. Some auction records show jaw-dropping values that seem unbelievable for a single penny. The role of condition and grading. When it comes to the 1973 Lincoln cent, condition is everything. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70. A well-worn coin from circulation might only fetch a few cents, but a mint state 67 or 68 red example can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. In the rarest cases, coins in near-perfect preservation with sharp details and blazing red luster have sold for staggering amounts. Famous errors of the 1973 PNNY. Error coins from 1973 are extremely valuable. Some of the most sought after include double die obverse varieties where inscriptions like Liberty or the date 1973 appear doubled, off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, and clipped planchets where the coin was cut improperly. These errors can push values into the thousands, depending on severity, and I appealed at the proof coins of 1973. The San Francisco Mint also struck proof versions of the 1973 penny. These coins were never intended for circulation but instead were sold to collectors in special proof sets. Proof coins feature mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. A flawless proof in PR70 can fetch hundreds or even thousands at auction. Some rare cameo and deep cameo proofs bring even more money because of their stunning contrast. Market demand and COLLECTRS. The demand for Lincoln cents, especially from the 1970s, is huge. Collectors love filling albums and sets with high-quality coins from each year and mint mark. The 1973 penny, being over 50 years old now, has become an attractive collectible. With more and more collectors entering the hobby, the competition for high-grade examples has driven prices higher than ever before. Auction records and big money sale shares where things get exciting. Some rare 1973 Lincoln pennies have sold at public auctions for astonishing sums. While most are worth just a few dollars, certain perfect examples and rare errors have gone for tens of thousands. The highest reported values climbed to an unbelievable $878,077 for rare specimens that combine rarity, condition, and historical significance. These outliers prove that even a common-looking penny can hide life-changing value. How to identify a valuable 1973 PNNY? So how do you know if your 1973 penny is valuable? First, check the mint mark. A 1973's proof in perfect condition is worth more than a worn circulation coin. Next, examine the coin for any doubling, striking errors, or unusual features. Then, evaluate its condition. The redder and shinier the coin, the higher its grade and value. Finally, if you suspect you have something special, consider sending it to a professional grading service. The future value of 1973 penny. As time goes on, fewer high-grade examples of the 1973 penny remain available. Circulated coins wear out, and only a small percentage survive in mint condition. This scarcity increases demand and value over time. Experts predict that top-quality examples will continue to rise in price as collectors compete for the best specimens. Why collectors love this? Collectors are drawn to the 1973 Lincoln penny not just for its potential value, but also for its place in history. It represents American coinage during the post-silver era, when pennies were still made primarily of copper. Holding a 1973 penny is like holding a piece of history from over 5 decades ago, linking back to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln and the artistry of coin design. Tips for beginners: if you are new to coin collecting, the 1973 penny is a great place to start. Check your pocket change, coin rolls from the bank, or family collections. Learn to recognize mint marks and study error coins. Even if you don't find a penny worth thousands, you'll gain valuable experience and maybe discover a love for the hobby that lasts a lifetime. Closing and call TOACTO. And so there you have it. The 1973 Lincoln penny may seem ordinary, but it holds extraordinary potential. From its rich history, stunning design, mint varieties, proof issues, and rare errors, this coin has captivated collectors for decades. Some examples are worth only a cent, but others have sold for life-changing amounts, even reaching values as high as $878,077. That's why it pays to look closely at every coin you come across. Thank you for watching RF Coins, the channel where we reveal the hidden treasures in your change. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1973 Lincoln penny, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin videos, and share this video with other collectors. Who knows, you might just have a fortune hiding in your pocket right now. Today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and collectible American coins of the 20th century, the 1974 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might look like just an ordinary cent from your pocket change, but this coin has a history, mystery, and a current market value that might surprise you. Some examples of this penny have been valued at incredible amounts, with top auction prices soaring into the thousands, and with rare varieties, some even worth more than $878,000. So stay with me as we uncover the complete story, the history behind its creation, the details of the design, the varieties, and why collectors are still hunting for the 1974 Lincoln cent today. The origins of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent is one of the most iconic coins in American history. It was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin became the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real person. Over the decades, it went through different changes, but the basic design of Lincoln's portrait on the obverse has stayed. By 1974, the Lincoln penny had already been in circulation for 65 years, and millions of Americans were familiar with its classic design. But in 1974, something interesting was happening with the penny, and it was more than just copper. At the 1974 penny and the copper crisis in the early 1970s, the price of copper began to rise dramatically. Since pennies were mostly made of copper, this caused a big problem for the U.S. Mint. By 1974, it was becoming more expensive to make a penny than the penny was actually worth. This is why the 1974 penny became historically important. The government even experimented with new materials that year, including aluminum cents, to replace copper. Although those experimental aluminum pennies never officially entered circulation, their story makes 1974 a legendary year in coin collecting history. The 1974 D Lincoln cent. The 1974 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, which is represented by the D mint mark just under the date on the obverse of the coin. The Denver Mint produced over 4.2 billion of these coins, which makes it one of the most common coins of its time. However, rarity does not only depend on how many were minted, it also depends on errors, varieties, condition, and historical demand. That's what makes the 1974 D penny worth studying in detail. Design features of the coin. On the obverse of the 1974 D penny, you see Abraham Lincoln's bust facing right. The word liberty sits to the left, while the motto "In God We Trust" is above, and the date 1974 is clearly visible along with the Denver Mint mark. On the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, we see the Lincoln Memorial, with the words United States of America and the motto E Pluribus Unum. If you look closely at the Lincoln Memorial with magnification, you can even see the tiny statue of Abraham Lincoln seated in the center. These design details connect the 1974 penny with American history and symbolism. Collectible varieties and errors. Now, this is where the story gets exciting. Although billions were minted, certain varieties of the 1974 D penny are highly collectible. For example, coins struck on different planchets, double die obverse, or off-center strikes can fetch very high values. There are even reports of experimental 1974 aluminum pennies struck with the D mint mark, though none are legally owned by private collectors today. Imagine holding one of those pieces of history in your hand. It could be worth a fortune. The aluminum cent mystery. The aluminum cent is one of the rarest and most controversial coins in U.S. history. In 1974, the Mint created more than 1 million experimental aluminum cents to test as a replacement for copper. Some were struck with the Denver D mint mark. Most of these test coins were destroyed, but a few slipped into private hands. One such coin caused legal battles when it appeared in the possession of a retired mint worker's family. The government demanded its return, making it almost mythical among collectors. If an authentic 1974 D aluminum penny were to surface at auction, experts believe it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Grading and condition matters when it comes to the 1974 D penny. Condition is everything. Most examples found in circulation are worn and only worth face value. But if you find one in mint state, with no wear and full red luster, its value can skyrocket. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC certify coins and assign grades on the Sheldon scale, from 1 to 70. A 1974 D penny in MS 67 red can sell for hundreds, even thousands, of dollars at auction. Auction record. Some of the most stunning prices for the 1974 D penny have been seen at auctions. For example, top-quality coins have sold for thousands of dollars when collectors competed to own the finest known specimen. Rare error coins and varieties can fetch even more. Imagine finding one in your change and learning that it could sell for over $878,000, that is the dream of every coin collector. Why collectors love the 1974 D penny. Collectors are drawn to the 1974 D penny for several reasons: the aluminum cent mystery, the high mintage with hidden gems, the possibility of striking errors, and its place in the timeline of American coinage. It represents a turning point in U.S. history when the Mint almost changed the metal composition of one of America's most beloved coins. Market demand and value. Today, the 1974 D penny still circulates, but collectors search for high-grade examples and rare errors. The average circulated coin might only be worth 1 cent, but uncirculated pieces, double die errors, and especially aluminum test strikes could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even close to $1 million depending on rarity. Current market values show that serious collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the right piece. How to spot a valuable 1974D penny. If you want to know whether your 1974D penny is valuable, here are some tips. Look for coins with sharp strikes, bright red color, and no wear. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling in the letters or numbers. Pay attention to planchet errors, off-center strikes, or unusual metal color. And always consider having the coin graded by a professional service. The story of the 1974D penny is not just about money, it's about history. It tells us about the challenges of inflation, the importance of metal in coinage, and the way even the smallest coin can reflect the story of an entire nation. From Abraham Lincoln's portrait to the hidden aluminum experiments, the 1974D cent stands as a fascinating piece of American heritage. Why you should check your change. One of the most exciting things about collecting is that treasures can still be found in everyday change. Even today, millions of 1974D pennies are still in circulation, hiding in drawers, jars, and wallets. Who knows, the next valuable variety might be sitting in your pocket right now. This is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. Closing and call to action. So there you have it, the full story of the 1974D Lincoln penny, from its copper composition to the aluminum mystery, from common coins to ultra-rare treasures worth close to $1 million. Always remember, coins are not just metal, they are history, art, and hidden wealth waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1974D penny, make sure to subscribe to RF Coins for more amazing coin stories, values, and histories. Hit the like button, share this video with other collectors, and let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare penny in your own collection. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, the next valuable coin could be in your hands. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating and talked about coins in American numismatic history. It is the 1982 Lincoln cent, better known as the 1982 Lincoln penny. At first glance it looks like an ordinary penny, but what if I told you this coin has varieties, errors, and secrets that can make it worth not just 1 cent, but hundreds, thousands, and in some rare cases, even close to $1 million in the coin market. The background of the Lincoln penny. The big change in 1982. Before 1982, Lincoln pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But in 1982, the U.S. Mint decided to change the composition to 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper plating. This was because the copper in each penny was worth more than 1 cent itself. Imagine, a penny costing the government more than its face value to make. This change created one of the most interesting years for coin collectors, because both copper and zinc pennies were struck during 1982. Why 1982 is so special? Large date versus small date. How do you tell the difference between a large date and a small date? The large date has a thicker, bulkier appearance in the number 2 of 1982. The small date is slimmer, more delicate, and the top of the 2 is sharply curved. Collectors love finding the small date versions because they are harder to locate. If you have a 1982 small date copper penny in great condition, you might be holding something far more valuable than just pocket change. The copper versus zinc weight test. An easy way to test whether you have a copper or zinc penny is by weight. Copper pennies from 1982 weigh about 3.11 grams, while zinc pennies weigh about 2.5 grams. A simple digital scale can help you separate the copper coins from the zinc ones. Collectors often weigh their 1982 pennies to see if they have the rarer versions. If you find a small date copper weighing 3.11 grams, congratulations, you may have struck gold in the coin world. The rare 1982D small date copper penny. One of the most famous errors of 1982 is the 1982D small date copper penny. For many years, experts believed this coin did not exist. But then in the late 1990s, a few examples were discovered. Today, they are considered one of the holy grails of modern U.S. coin collecting. Depending on the condition, these coins have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction, with some even approaching $20,000 to $40,000. Error coins of 19821982 also produced a variety of error coins. You might find off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, or even transitional errors where the wrong planchet was used. These errors can turn an ordinary penny into something that collectors will pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars to own. Always check both sides of your 1982 penny carefully, especially under magnification. Auction records collectors around the world pay huge amounts for the 1982 penny at auctions. In fact, some 1982 small-date copper pennies have sold for over $18,000 at heritage auctions. Rare error coins can fetch even more depending on demand. This is why it's so important to check your change. You never know when you might come across one of these gems. How to spot a fortune in your change. The beauty of the 1982 penny is that it still circulates today. Millions of them were minted, and people still spend them without realizing their value. That means you could find one in your pocket change, in an old jar of coins, or hidden in your grandparents' collection. Always weigh the coin, study the date, and check if it is a large or small date variety. Collecting tips: if you want to collect 1982 pennies, try to complete all 7 varieties. Get both copper and zinc, both large and small dates, and both Philadelphia and Denver mint marks. Completing this set is a fun challenge for collectors and can be surprisingly affordable, unless you go after the legendary 1982 small date copper. Investment potential: the 1982 penny is not just a collector's coin, it is also an investment. As time passes, more collectors discover these varieties, and demand continues to grow. Rare examples in top condition will only increase in value. If you own one today, hold on to it, because the future market may reward you even more. Fun facts about 1982 pennies: here's something fascinating. 1982 is the only year in American coin history where 2 different compositions were used in mass circulation at the same time. No other U.S. coin has as many varieties in a single year as the 1982 penny. This makes it one of the most studied coins by collectors and numismatists. Conclusion and call to action: so there you have it, the incredible story of the 1982 Lincoln penny. From copper to zinc, from large dates to small dates, from common circulation coins to rare gems worth tens of thousands of dollars, the 1982 penny is truly one of the most exciting coins in U.S. history. Who knows, the next valuable penny could be sitting right in your coin jar right now. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like this video, share it with other coin collectors, and subscribe to RF Coins for more exciting stories about coin history, rare finds, and the hidden value of coins you may already own. Stay tuned, because on this channel, every coin has a story and every story could lead you to treasure. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1996 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may look like just another small copper coin in your pocket change, but what if I told you that certain rare varieties of the 1996 penny are worth not just a few dollars, not just a few hundred, but potentially up to $878,077 in the collector's market? Yes, you heard that right. One single penny, smaller than your thumbnail, can be worth as much as a luxury home or a dream car. Stay tuned as we explore its story, history, and how to identify if you are holding one of these rare treasures. The origins of the Lincoln PNNY. The Lincoln penny has a proud history stretching back to 1909, when it was first introduced to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny was the very first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, breaking away from the tradition of Lady Liberty. Over the years, the Lincoln penny has undergone changes in design, composition, and minting process, yet it remains one of the most widely circulated and beloved coins in the world. The 1996 edition is part of this long legacy, carrying Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. A special year for the PNNY. While millions of pennies were struck in 1996, this year holds a special place for collectors. It was one of the final years before the U.S. Mint introduced the State Quarters program, which would later change the landscape of American coin collecting. For pennies, 1996 marked a continuation of the copper-plated zinc era, where the coin contained a core of zinc with a thin copper coating. But hidden among the millions produced are rare varieties and mint errors that make certain 1996 pennies incredibly valuable. The 1996 penny was struck in 3 main locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with the D mint mark, and San Francisco with the S mint mark for proof coins. Philadelphia produced the highest number, followed by Denver, while San Francisco produced special collector-proof editions. But not all mint marks are created equal. Some pennies with double dies, off-center strikes, or wrong planchet errors from these locations are the ones that skyrocket in value. The obverse DSIG, and on the obverse, you see Abraham Lincoln's profile facing right, the word liberty to his left, and the motto "In God We Trust" arching above. The date 1996 stands proudly on the right side. Collectors pay close attention to this date because any doubling or minting error here can change a penny from ordinary to extraordinary. A simple doubling in the numbers or letters can turn this coin into a 5-figure collectible. The reverse DSIG and the reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. Hidden in the center of the memorial is the tiny statue of Abraham Lincoln sitting, making this coin one of the few U.S. coins to feature the same person on both sides. The reverse design is another hotspot for mint errors, including die cracks, cuds, and doubling on the inscriptions United States of America or 1 cent, common errors that increase value. Collectors always hunt for 1996 pennies with rare minting mistakes. Some of the most valuable include double die obverse or reverse center strikes showing partial designs, wrong planchet strikes where the penny was struck on a dime or foreign coin blank, the most valuable 1996 pennies ever. SOLD, here comes the jaw-dropping part. Certain 1996 Lincoln pennies in pristine condition, especially those graded MS-68 or MS-69 by professional grading services, have fetched astonishing prices at auctions. The record values have climbed into the hundreds of thousands, with one rare specimen reportedly selling for nearly $878,077. This is not just a coin, it's a life-changing discovery for the lucky collector who finds one that, why condition matters in coin collecting, condition is king. A 1996 penny pulled from circulation with scratches and wear may only be worth face value, but the same coin kept in mint state condition with a perfect strike and luster can be worth thousands. Collectors use a grading scale from poor, P1, to perfect mint state, MS-70. The closer your penny is to MS-70, the higher its potential market value. Proof coins and Rarity. The 1996 proof pennies were struck in San Francisco with extra care, using polished dies and planchets. These coins were never meant for circulation, only for collectors. A flawless proof with deep cameo contrast can also command hundreds or even thousands in auctions. Always check if you have a proof coin, as these are far rarer than regular circulation strikes. How to identify a valuable PNNY? So how can you tell if your 1996 penny is worth a fortune? Start with the basics, check the mint mark, examine the coin under magnification for any doubling or unusual features, and evaluate the condition. If the coin looks perfect with full luster and no scratches, consider having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. The grading label alone can add huge value to your coin. The market demand collectors and investors are constantly looking for high-grade Lincoln pennies. The 1996 penny stands out because it is modern enough to be found in circulation, yet rare varieties and high grades are so difficult to find that demand skyrockets. Online auctions, coin shows, and private sales have proven that buyers are willing to pay premium prices for top-quality 1996 pennies. The future of the 1996 PNNY. With each passing year, circulation-grade 1996 pennies become more worn and less valuable, while mint-state examples become rarer and more desirable. This means that the future value of high-grade 1996 pennies is likely to keep climbing. Collectors know that modern coins with extreme rarity are the hidden gems of tomorrow's market. Collecting strategy. If you are starting your coin collecting journey, the 1996 Lincoln penny is a great coin to focus on. Look for rolls of pennies at the bank, check your pocket change, and search inherited coin jars. Many collectors have struck gold, literally, by finding rare varieties where no one expected them. Always handle coins carefully, use magnifiers, and never clean them, as cleaning reduces their value. Conclusion and call TOACTO. And so there you have it. The 1996 Lincoln penny, a coin so small, yet capable of holding immense history and jaw-dropping value. From its humble origins in the U.S. Mint to its record-breaking auction sales, this coin proves that treasures still exist in everyday change. Could you be the next lucky person to find one worth nearly $900,000? Start looking today. And if you love discovering hidden coin treasures, make sure to subscribe to RF Coins, hit the like button, and share this video with fellow collectors. Every penny tells a story, and the 1996 Lincoln cent might just tell yours. Would you like me to expand each part even further with storytelling style so that each part is 2 to 3 minutes? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most recent yet fascinating coins from the United States Mint, the 2021 Lincoln penny. At first glance, many collectors might think modern coins don't hold much value. But the truth is, even the 2021 penny can be worth a lot of money depending on rarity, mint errors, and condition. Some examples have even been valued in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, with market value touching figures as high as $878,076 in rare cases. This is not just a simple 1-cent coin, it's a piece of American history and a treasure for collectors worldwide. The origins of the Lincoln PNNY. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth. It was revolutionary because it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. The original design was created by Victor David Brenner, and it has remained a symbol of America for more than a century. Through wars, economic changes, and generations, the penny has carried Lincoln's face, reminding Americans of freedom, leadership, and sacrifice. The 2021 penny DSIG and the 2021 Lincoln cent continues the familiar design. On the obverse, or front, we see the profile of Abraham Lincoln facing right, along with the words "In God We Trust," Liberty, and the mint year 2021. On the reverse side, we have the Union Shield design introduced in 2010, representing Lincoln's preservation of the United States as one nation. The shield has 13 stripes for the original colonies, topped with the inscription E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. This design makes the coin both symbolic and deeply connected to American unity. Each mint produced millions of coins, but special varieties, proof coins, and mint errors make some versions of the 2021 penny extremely valuable today. Collectors look for small details like doubling, off-center strikes, or other unusual features that can multiply the coin's value dramatically. Billions of Lincoln pennies are minted every year, and the 2021 issue was no different. However, not every penny is equal in value. A regular circulated penny from your pocket is usually worth face value, but pristine coins graded by professional services can skyrocket in price. Collectors especially seek out coins graded MS 68 or higher, with perfect luster, sharp strikes, and no blemishes. The secret value of modern coins. You might wonder, how can such a recent coin like the 2021 penny be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands? The secret lies in rarity, errors, and collector demand. While most people overlook pennies as just cents, serious numismatists know that modern minting errors, doubled dies, and high-grade examples can fetch huge sums. In auctions, a 2021 Lincoln cent with unique qualities has reached astonishing market values up to $878,076, making it a true hidden treasure. Famous errors. To look for error coins are some of the most valuable types of the 2021 penny. Watch closely for doubled die obverse, where Lincoln's face or the inscriptions show doubling. Center strikes, where part of the design is missing, die cracks, cuds, or misaligned dies that create unusual shapes. Proof errors, which are extremely rare but highly sought after. Each of these errors can turn a 1-cent coin into a fortune. Condition and grading. Importance. Collectors know the key to high values is condition. The coin grading scale runs from poor, P1, to mint state, MS 70. A 2021 penny in average circulation is only worth 1 cent, but an MS-68 or MS-69 graded coin with a flawless strike can fetch hundreds, even thousands. The absolute top-grade MS-70 is extremely rare and highly prized. Always store coins properly to protect their surfaces. Proof sets and special editions. The San Francisco Mint produced 2021 proof pennies as part of special coin sets. These coins feature mirror-like finishes and are struck with extra care. Collectors love proof coins because they are not made for circulation, only for collecting. Depending on demand, these coins can sell for much more than their original issue price. The coin market is constantly changing, and the 2021 penny has surprised many collectors by quickly gaining value in certain cases. With more people entering the hobby, modern coins are being appreciated more than ever before. The Lincoln penny remains one of the most collected coins in the world, and demand continues to rise. Why the 2021 penny ISSPCAL? Even though billions were made, the 2021 penny carries unique historical importance. It represents the continuation of a coin series over 110 years old, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. history. Every coin in your pocket connects you to that legacy, and that is what makes even a modern penny extraordinary. A regular circulated 2021 penny is worth 1 cent. An uncirculated MS-65 coin might be worth $5, $10. Higher grades like MS-68 can sell $4.50, $1.50. Rare error coins can sell from hundreds to thousands. And the most exceptional examples, with rare varieties or special auctions, have reached values reported as high as $878,076, proving that the 2021 penny can truly be worth a fortune in the right condition. How to spot a rare 2021 PNNY? When checking your change or coin rolls, look carefully at every 2021 penny. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling, misstrikes, or unusual marks. Shine a light across the surface to catch any reflective errors. If you think you found something special, get it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Authentication can make the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and one worth thousands. Investing in PNNES coins like the 2021 penny are not just collectibles, they can also be investments. Smart collectors know that holding on to rare varieties can pay off in the future. As time passes, high-grade 2021 pennies will become scarcer, and demand will increase. Just like older Lincoln cents from the 1940s and 1950s that are now highly collectible, the 2021 penny has the potential to rise in value. Closing and final MESSAG. The 2021 Lincoln penny may be small in size, but it holds enormous value in history, symbolism, and even money. From honoring Abraham Lincoln to carrying the shield of unity, this coin is a modern masterpiece. Whether you're searching through your change, buying proof sets, or investing in high-grade coins, the 2021 penny proves that even the smallest coin can be worth a lot of money. With market values reaching extraordinary heights, sometimes up to $878,076 in rare cases, this penny is more than just 1 cent, it's a potential treasure. Thank you for joining RF Coins on this journey through history and value. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with other collectors. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, you might have a fortune hiding right in your pocket. Would you like me to also write 15 separate YouTube